New Jersey is a swing state. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Scott Presler. I am the son of a retired Navy captain. I am that long-haired Eagle Scout. And in 2021, I received the Ronald Reagan Award for Freedom at CPAC. Now, I stick out like a sore thumb because I got my beautiful cowboy boots here in the Garden State. My first job was helping to elect Governor Greg Abbott in 2014. Then together, we wanted to stop Hillary Clinton from having the Supreme Court, and we made DJT in 2016 the 45th President of the United States. In 2019, Trump was talking about the city of Baltimore, and everybody said it needs love and attention to pick up trash. Nobody was lifting a finger. I'm the guy that went into the city, and in one day on a Monday, we picked up 12 tons of trash in 12 hours on the streets of Baltimore. And I thought to myself, this is why I'm a Republican, because I believe that concerned citizens coming together in an act of love could do more good than the government with all of its power, all of its might ever could. So we started traveling the whole country. I went to Atlanta, Austin, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Decatur, Detroit, Houston, Kenosha, Los Angeles, Miami, Milwaukee, Nashville, Portland, Pittsburgh, Philly, Salem! This is good energy. And I was even protested on the streets of San Francisco, California for daring to pick up trash. Now in the South, they say bless your heart. I asked someone the other day, I was like, hey, what's the New Jersey equivalent of bless your heart? But I can't say that here. I can't say it. We have minors, we have media, we're going to be classy. We all know what happened in 2020 with that stolen election. And the day after, I said we must organize immediately. We need to take over from the bottom to the top. Let's run for city council. Let's run for school board. Let's run for state rep. Let's run for state senate. Let's pass election integrity legislation to make sure that 2020 can never happen ever again. Yeah. Now, in 2022, we should have had a beautiful red wave. We had everything going for us. You had Putin invade Ukraine. You had the crisis at the border. You had inflation. Everything was sky high, and people were suffering massively. Yet, in 2022, we lost the Arizona governorship. We lost Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. We elected John Fetterman to the United States Senate in PA. And I thought to myself, where did Republicans go wrong? And I'm not here to fight with you guys. I'm not here to battle. I'm here to win. I want to continue what we did on Tuesday, November 5th, having a majority popular vote for the Republican Party. In Arizona, because I don't want my mouth open in a photo. And she's already getting it like under the chin. I have to look cute. In Arizona, 60% of machines in Maricopa County went down on what day? In Luzerne County, Pennsylvania, I hear you guys. I listen to you constantly. You say, Scott, one day, one vote, one paper ballot. And Luzerne County, they ran out of paper on what day? And in Nevada, I know this is stupid, but guys, it's really chilly out, and it's also chilly in November. What happened in Nevada in 2022? It snowed in Washoe County in Reno on what day? 8,000 voters was the difference between the Democrat getting re-elected. Do you know how many Republicans stayed home in 2022 in Nevada? Give me a number! 150,000 registered Nevada Republicans stayed home in 2022. And so my message is, guys, unless we change up the way that we vote, we're going to see disasters like 2020 and 2022 continue to happen. And so that's why in January of 2023, I founded my organization, Early Vote Action, earlyvoteaction.com. Now, we focused on Arizona, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. But I told my mom and dad, I was like, if you're going to do one thing right, you do that one thing really well. So we spend all of our time, all of our talent, all of our energy on the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And on November 6th at 1:24 a.m., I posted, Mr. President, I'm pleased to share that we have delivered the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Congratulations, sir. So how did we do it? How were we successful in PA? And I'm here to tell you, because we do have members of the media here, and if there is a Democrat Governor Murphy spy here, we have a message for you. And I'm going to keep it no expletives. I'm going to keep it nice. We are bringing the Pennsylvania model to New Jersey, and we are going to flip the governorship on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Let's go. 2020 in Pennsylvania was decided by 80,000 votes. And I went, okay, yes, conversion is important, persuasion is important, but I also believe that we need to reach out to groups that agree with us but simply aren't voting. There are 80,000 truckers in Pennsylvania. This group is constantly working, even on election day, serving us. Many truckers don't vote because they're in other states, stocking our shelves, driving all across the country. So you know what we did? We went to service plazas. We would do some service plaza tailgate voter registration, reaching out to the trucking community. Do that here in New Jersey. Everybody's stopping for gas. They're going to Wawa. They're going to get their Dunkin' or Starbucks. Why don't we do that tailgating? And you know what? This is the Tri-City area. It's Tri-State. You're going to have Pennsylvania. We can register them to vote. New Jersey and New York. And after we replace Governor Murphy, we're going after Kathy Hochul next year. This train does not stop. There are in Pennsylvania, I know we have some of this beautiful community here in New Jersey as well. We went after the Amish vote in Pennsylvania. This is a group that the government was coming after their dairy, coming after the raw milk, coming after their school choice, coming after their religious freedom, coming after their choice to not have shots go into their body that they don't want. And I said, why don't you vote? And we were able to court thousands of members of the Amish community, and they helped to deliver the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I will forever be grateful to this community. 800,000 veterans in PA. Where are we today, guys? This is a VFW. We must go to every VFW across the Garden State and American Legion. We went to one American Legion and registered a 94-year-old young man, and he hadn't voted since he was 30. We registered him to vote, and we got his vote +1 in PA because we showed up. Because a lot of our members of our military, they do feel sometimes that they already served. They say, Scott, I've already done my part. Scott, I've already served my country. I don't have to vote. And so we must be there to court their vote and say, no, we still need you. Go to every VFW, every American Legion. And now last, if there's one thing I say that is the most important thing that all of you must do is, in PA, there are 930,000 hunters. 30% are not registered to vote. That's 300,000. If we're losing elections by 80,000, 40,000, in New Jersey 200,000, if we activate the 250,000 New Jersey gun owners that are not registered to vote, you will win New Jersey. And so what was one of our tasks that we did? We had A-frames that were about 3 feet tall with orange safety color in the background, and in black big bold lettering it would say 30% of Pennsylvania hunters are not registered to vote. Hunt or be hunted. And we'd cross out the hunt and put vote. Vote or be hunted. I want you guys to put signs in every single gun shop in New Jersey 250,000 gun owners are not registered to vote. Hunt or be hunted, vote or be hunted. Can you guys do that for me?
Yes.
I want to read you, this is actually a very interesting quote that I just saw from Rasmussen. It wasn't the father, I think it was the son. But let me read this to you because it puts into perspective how winnable this election is now in 2025. Okay, listen to this. Micah Rasmussen. Asked all the time if NJGOP can win this year's race for governor. Never lose sight of this, : in November 2021, the previous candidate came within 84,000 votes of Phil Murphy. Since then, ? NJGOP has added 145,000 registered voters statewide. New York Democrats have lost 41,000 voters. And furthermore, in the month of January, and I'm going to talk about voter registration in just a second, but this is why it's important. In January of this year, Democrats lost 2,000 voters. Tell me how many Republicans were added to the rolls in the month of January 2025. Give me a number! 10,000. The Democrats had a net loss of 13,000 voters in the month of January after a major presidential year in a state that was decided by 80,000 votes 4 years prior. New Jersey is in play. New Jersey is in play. Now, before I go into voter registration, I want to scare the living pants peacefully off of Democrat Governor Murphy. May I have you all rise and we're going to film a cute video together. Okay, so let me do what I do and I'm going to talk, and then after I say blue to red, I want an explosion of energy. Okay? Okay, so look cute. Oh yeah, this is good. Hey everybody, this is Presler. We are here at the VFW in Kenilworth, New Jersey, and Union County. And let me tell you, it is February. It is cold. It is a Saturday, but we already are gearing up because this November, on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, together as a family, we are going to replace Democrat Governor Murphy with a Republican. Yeah! Okay, now, at your table, you should have voter registration forms. Please pull out your hand. Carlos, do people have voter registration forms?
Yes. No, it's not on the table. All right, so there's a ton of voter registration things at the check-in table.
There's some extra over here.
There's some extra over here.
Can we please do me the kind honor of let's begin passing out voter registration forms to every table? Can you guys do that? Whoever has them, please.
Dave. Dave and Dave, can you guys, hey Jen, can you help them pass out registration tables? Thank you, registration forms.
May I see yours, please? Thank you. Okay, while they are being passed out, we're going to go over this together. Voter registration is the single most important thing that you can do to win this election. Why? In Pennsylvania, Dave McCormick won his race by 15,000 votes. We registered in Pennsylvania last year 50,000 voters. To any person that thinks that one vote doesn't count, that one vote doesn't matter, do you know who was the deciding 50th person vote For Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, Dave McCormick. Voter registration secures nations. Voter registration is the single most important thing that we can do to win this election. So let's do it together. When you're registering to vote, number one, it says check all boxes that apply. New registration, address change of address, yada yada. If you're just turning 18 or if you're moving back to the state, that is a new voter registration. Now for my election integrity people, on number two, it says, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes or no? You do have to put whether or not you're a U.S. citizen, and I'll get to social security number in a moment. On number three, are you at least 17 years of age? So if you guys got kids, if you have grandchildren that are 17, turn 18 by November 4th, then you get them registered to vote right now. Now, Republicans, don't go around asking people, are you 18? That's creepy. Don't do that. Hey, you 18? No, don't be Joe Biden. Don't. Actually, I think that's much too old for Joe Biden. Oh, did I go there? I think I went there. If I did meet Joe Biden, I think he would go in and sniff my hair. I really do. He would go in for a big whiff. 17-year-olds can register so long as they turn 18. So say, hey, will you be 18 by November 4th for election purposes? That is the way that you communicate clearly to people. Number four, last name, first name, etc. Number five is your date of birth. Now, on number seven, this is very important. To register to vote, either your driver's license or the last four of your social. You do not need both. Now, why is that critical? With our Amish community, they didn't have driver's licenses. Last four. If you got kids going to school here that are from Cali, Oregon, Washington, Vermont, Rhode Island, Delaware, Connecticut, you court their vote in New Jersey, so long as they're Republican. And you get those Republican votes here at Princeton, at Montclair, etc. We did that in Pennsylvania, and you know what? To anybody that thinks that we can't win the youth vote, Center County, where Penn State University is, Bobby, we now have a plurality of registered Republicans in Center County, Pennsylvania. The youth is coming over to the Republican Party and leaps and bounds. So, driver's license or last four of your social. Number 8 is your home address. That's where you're living in New Jersey. So for your college, you would put your college address there. Now, for number 9, we got a lot of union workers that were courting their votes. Our union workers, they may be on a rig in Louisiana, and so therefore, it's not going to help having their mail-in ballot go to Jersey. Ask them, where do you want your mail sent? If you're getting a mail-in ballot, where do you want your mail-in ballot sent? 12, this is critical. It says optional for phone number and for email address, but you are only as good registering a voter as mobilizing and actualizing that voter to get out and vote. You must get their phone number, you must get their email address, and we save all this information. Those 50,000 people that we registered to vote, we saved in an Excel spreadsheet, and we reached out to every single one of them. We mobilized them to vote, and again, Dave McCormick, 15,000 votes against entrenched Casey. Voter registration wins elections. 13, the Democrats are really sneaky. Well, that's redundant, but they are very sneaky. On 13, for declaring a political party affiliation, you must put, yes, the party name is, and you must write Republican. And if you misspell Republican, the Democrats aren't going to put you with the Republican Party. So make sure they check it, they write Republican. Why? What is the other important date this November other than Tuesday, November 4th, 2025? June 10th. What's happening on June 10th? Are New Jersey primaries closed? Yes. Yes, even if you're unaffiliated, when you vote in a Republican primary, it will automatically switch you, just so you know. If you vote in a Republican primary, it will switch you. If any of you are unaffiliated, if any of you are Democrat, please, you fill out this form today. You see me after. I would like to formally welcome you as a member of the Republican Party. And when we get our new data on March 1st, I again want to scare the Democrats that we will have added another 10,000 Republicans to the rolls in that month. 14, I'm not here to fight with you, but it says, request a mail-in ballot. Let's go over why I think 2025 is different than 2024. A lot of low propensity voters came out and voted last year. These were people that were in their 70s, 80s. These were young people. These were people that have never voted their whole lives, but they knew it was at stake, our country. They knew our future was at stake. And so these people, for Donald Trump, for 47, they would have crawled over broken glass during a Sharknado in order to vote for this man. And so this year, 2025, that hunger isn't as urgent for everybody. For those low propensity people, for the first time voters, I strongly, strongly encourage you, either a mail-in ballot for them, or if they are vehemently opposed to mail-in ballots, you guys in New Jersey have 10 days of early in-person voting. You have 10 days to go in person and vote early at your polling location. Now, do you know why New Jersey, in part, was 5 percentage points from Donald Trump winning and defeating Kamala in New Jersey? Because you guys crushed it during those 10 days. You absolutely smashed it. So if you can think of 5 low propensity voters in your life that came out in 2024, I promise you, hear me, if we get every single beautiful Trump supporter that voted last year to vote this year, you win the New Jersey governorship. So does that make sense why we would want somebody that's a low propensity voter to think about voting a little bit differently? They're going to need that push. They're going to need that shove. You're going to have to use all 10 days. And what I offer to Carlos is I'm going to offer myself that when early voting happens, even in June 10th, going into that primary in November, we're going to text every registered Republican across New Jersey, and we're going to have little rally locations. You know, the number of feet that you have to be outside of a polling location. Come meet Scott Presler and vote early. Come meet Chairman Carlos Santos. Come meet your candidates outside of the line. I am spending all of 2025 in your state. I believe in you. I believe we can win New Jersey. I could be anywhere else, but I am here in the garden of the state. When Democrats see long hair come to their state, they get scared. You must, it's fresh, it's clean. You must sign it at the bottom, the elector. They must date it. Now, you guys can come up with a strategy with Mr. Carlos, your chairman, but remember, don't turn these in to your Board of Elections or county commissioners until you have collected the information so you can follow up and follow through with those people. Now, these usually, I think New Jersey's 15 days, it might be a little bit more, but just don't hold on to these. Get them out of your car, out of your house, etc., over to your Board of Elections meeting. We good?
If you guys want to collect them around the county and help me, get 5 of them and I'll come pick them up. So call me and I'll come get them from you. And I bring them in and make sure they stamp them and certify them right away, so they don't get misplaced in the mail or anything. But I don't care, I'll travel around the county.
So pull out your phones right now. I'm going to give you Carlos's number. And if you want to call him at 3 a.m., call him.
Want to do the first time?
I do.
Here, Carlos, give them your number. This is your chairman. How great is your chairman?
No. All right, it's 908. I'm serious. Pull out your phone. I'll give it to you guys. 908-758-7111. All right. One more time. 908-758-7111. I don't know about the 3 o'clock. The 11 o'clock's the cutoff, okay? But, Scott, you got more, right? Yep. So, like I said, grab 4 or 5 of them. You have questions, call me. I'll help you fill them out. I'll help you guys do it. We're also, like I said before, we're going to look for volunteers. If you want a volunteer, send me a text out on that list. I have everybody's information. We're gonna mobilize and really try to flip this thing. Oh, 908-758-7111.
Carlos is like, what have I done? So, let's clear up any confusion on mail-in ballots and what happens if you want to vote early. This is very critical. So let's say that you order a mail-in ballot and you decide that you want to vote in person early, or if you want to vote in person on election day, which is perfectly fine. If you get that mail-in ballot, keep everything together. Keep all the envelopes together. Don't touch it. Don't mark it. And when you go to vote in person, you can surrender it. Surrender means give back, right? Now, this language is very important because I feel like we haven't done a great job of communicating this in New Jersey. You're going to ask your election worker to spoil the ballot. What does it mean to spoil? It means to mark on it, to tear it up, to make it so that vote cannot be counted, because the last thing you want is the Democrats to take that mail-in ballot and go, oh, okay, I'll take care of this for you, and then to vote. So you want to surrender it and spoil it if you choose to vote in person.
Not bringing the mail-in ballot to the polling place.
So what is the proper protocol?
So, mail-in ballots either have to be mailed in or mail-in ballots in New Jersey could be mailed back, dropped in a drop box. I say drop them in the drop box at the county locations. They're under camera. Don't use the postal service. Never.
If you don't want to vote, receive a mail-in ballot, and you don't want to vote the mail-in ballot, you can go in.
You give your provisional.
If you receive a mail-in ballot and you don't, or someone receives it, and they don't want to vote by mail-in ballot, they can go into the polling place either during early voting or on election day and vote by provisional ballot, right? They're not formally on the machine, but the ballot will be provisional. The reason it's provisional is it goes back to the Board of Elections and they make sure that you haven't voted your vote by mail ballot. If you haven't voted your vote by mail ballot, they count the provisional. Okay?
Thank you.
Provisional
Bring it in
ballot.
technically. You could bring it in.
Provisional ballot. But regardless, I just want my election integrity people to know that even if you request a mail-in ballot, there still is an option to vote in person. It is critical that I give my election integrity people options. So for New Jersey, pardon me, I had a Joe Biden moment. Don't hold it against me. So do a provisional ballot, but still, my election integrity people will have an option to vote in person, and that's critical. Now, how many of you guys?
How can we make sure the provisional ballots get counted?
They did.
I like this guy. This guy.
They do it on the machine.
The ballots go back, the provisional ballots go back to each county's Board of Elections. And each county has employees. And wait, the employees, and I make sure, I'm on the board in Middlesex, and the Democrats absolutely hate me being on the board. It's half the Democrats and half Republican employees. So that's the concept. It comes back and it's counted. It's not just one party or the other party. It's bipartisan county. We have in Middlesex, we hire extra people, half Democrats and half Republicans, to sort them out, to pull them out of the ballots, and the same thing on machines when they're counted. So can I say there's never been a problem? Of course I can't say there's never been a problem, but it's structured that there isn't. Now, and it's counted. So listen, if you don't want to get a vote by mail ballot, then you get off the list. There's a form that the Democrats, of course, thanks to the Democrats, to get off the vote by mail ballot list, you have to put it in writing to get off and provide that. So I'd rather have to stay on it because the people that get vote by mail ballots vote at a higher frequency than everybody else. And there's a lot more Dems on it than Republicans. I can talk forever. I've done this 15 or 20 times in other places where anybody would have heard me. So this is not my fault.
Great job.
Hi, my name is Nancy, and I'm a Union County resident. And if you do have a concern about provisional counting, when the county is processing all of the ballots, you can log on to the county website and watch through cameras. They have several cameras set up. I've done it the last time. You get to see everybody interacting, which is interesting to say the least, especially when they're not aware of being on camera. So I would encourage every Union County voter who is concerned to flood the lines, so we have a lot of camera watchers going on.
Well, and I want to, I think our biggest hurdle in 2024 was people said to me, Scott, they're just going to cheat. Scott, they're going to rig it. Scott, the mail-in ballots. Guys, we won everything. We won the Senate. We won the House. We won the White House. We won the popular vote. You guys proved in 2024 that we can win. Our biggest hurdle now going forward is continuing to get Republicans to vote, because too many people are already celebrating. Too many people are going, oh, Daddy Trump, he's doing great. No, we must vote in every single election. So what are some election integrity things that we are doing? I'll tell you that I have the voter rolls for all of Pennsylvania, all 67 counties. I have the voter rolls for all of New Jersey. We have AI technology that we are using to detect fraudulent and or duplicate voter registrations. And furthermore, I have a guy moving from Idaho to Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he's developing a program to go through so I don't have to manually do it. And we are going to be contacting the attorneys general, not only Queen Bondi, but we are going to be reaching out to the state attorney generals as well as auditors and the treasurers, because if somebody moves out of a state, that's going to affect the finance and the treasury as well, right? Now get this, because I want to give people hope. And again, if there's a Democrat Governor Murphy spy in here, I want to make something exceptionally clear. If you cheat on June 10th, if you cheat in the 10 days of early voting, if you cheat with mail-in ballots, if you cheat on Tuesday, November 4, 2025, you will be caught and you will be prosecuted. Because I can be real cute, but I can be mean. Did you hear about the Pennsylvania indictment that just happened? In Delaware County, Pennsylvania, there were 3 Democrats that were caught with cheating in 2021. They just got indicted. We are not only looking to the future, but we are working retroactively. And again, if you have cheated, we will catch you. Yes, ma'am.
When you have somebody sign up to register to vote, their signature is what they're gonna go by. But if you go to vote and your signature doesn't match, they're gonna contact you and they're gonna tell you it didn't match. So it's not like they can't vote at all. If you sign that book and it doesn't match what's in the book when you go to vote in person, you get a provincial ballot and you vote, but they will call you to the election board to prove your ID. So they're gonna try and tell you that, and I know this because it's happened and I've had to have people take care of this. When you go to vote, your signature is whatever it was that they scanned in on your thing.
I've been doing this for at least 50 years, more actually. If you go in and vote in person, for the most part, my feeling, they take your signature, the poll clerks are supposed to compare it, but they don't really do it. For the most part, they just accept it. We have situations where if you do a mail-in ballot, they check signatures, and each one. And if the staff, the Board of Election staff, don't agree and think there's some question, it actually goes to the Board of Elections commissioners, which is half Democrats and half Republicans, and we look at each one and determine whether or not the person's entitled to vote. Now, there's a problem because a lot of the registrations are people register mostly through motor vehicles, and that's a pad. So there's a lot of things, but we tend to stretch to let people vote if we can. But it's not a situation. If you go in and vote on election day or early voting, and the poll clerk takes your vote, you're in. You're voting.
Okay, so what can people do going forward? How many of you in this room have an iPhone? How many are Android? Oh, So I have an app right now. The only reason why I say this is the Android's a little wonky right now, so you guys are just gonna have to share with an iPhone user. I'm so sorry. But we have an app called Early Vote Action. It is free of charge. I don't make you pay for anything. I'm giving you all the data for Union County or Somerset County or Middlesex County. We have New York in the house. For New York, you can take my app back to your state and use it there as well. See, he has the app, he's a good man. And on this app, you can currently, right now, send text messages to voters. You have door knocking, which is all Republicans. If you've never door knocked a day in your life, these are all registered Republicans. And here's what, we're gonna do a little role playing. You're gonna knock on the door. You're gonna take several steps back, because with me being 6'5", I don't wanna scare off the little old lady. And we're all Trump, all Republican, all MAGA here. Remember, this is a base turnout election. You simply want to get out Republicans, and of course we want to court some Democrats, but if we get every Trumper, we win. And I would just introduce myself. My name is Scott, I'm your neighbor. Oh my gosh, how excited are you that we have Kash Patel? How excited are you that we have Pam Bondi and RFK Jr. and we got in every single one of our confirmations? Are you excited that we're already closing the border and we're stopping wars all across the world? Then I need your vote this November, on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Let's defeat Governor Murphy, replace him with a Republican governor, I know he's term limited, and let's make New Jersey that swing state. And that's it. And collect their information, get them, say, hey, how do I stay in touch with you? Phone number, cell phone, etc. My door knocking app has a note section to put all that in there. And you have postcards, text messages, phone calls, and door knocking. You have 4 methods of communication that you can begin right now. In fact, Carlos and I are going into his neighborhood after this is over, and we're gonna go knock on some doors even now in February of 2025. Last thing, and then I'll go to some more questions, but we have a hard stop at 11:55. So, one thing that we did really exceptionally well in Pennsylvania is we put the fear of God into all of these boards of elections and county commissioners. I want you guys to please, you show up at as many of the county commissioners and boards of elections meetings as humanly possible. And you go in your MAGA hat. Let them know that we are watching peacefully every single move they make. And I'm using my platform that we are going to deliver a letter to all 21 DOEs, all 21 county commissioners, all 21 elections groups, and we're going to say, how are you going to make sure you don't run out of paper ballots on election day? How are you going to make sure you don't run out of provisional ballots? How are you going to make sure if the power goes out that we have backup generators? How are you going to make sure that in Mercer County, like in 2022, the machines don't go down like they did in that county? And then they are going to know that they are being on watch like we did in PA. And notice, we didn't have election problems in PA in 2024 because they knew that every action was being watched. And if you guys are the media now, if something goes wrong, you have Carlos's number. You have Carlos's number. If you have a great video that you want everywhere, here's my promise to you. On my X platform, I have 2.2 million followers. If you have something election integrity related that you see the Democrats doing something they shouldn't be doing, you send it to Carlos, you send him your X handle, and my promise to you, my commitment to you is I will get it everywhere. And I'm happy to even put your X handle out there so that way you get the credit that you deserve as well. But help me use my platform to let every single Democrat or person that wants to cause shenanigans in the Garden State this November that they are not going to get away with it. Okay? So, to round things up, what are you going to do as soon as you leave this meeting? You're going to look up every farmer's market in your area, and you're going to start setting up a voter registration table. You're going to go to your truck stops to do some tailgating voter registration. You're going to go to your VFWs, and you're going to go to your American Legions. You're going to visit every single gun shop in your area to see if we can do voter registration there. You're going to go to Bass Pro Shop. You're going to go to Cabela's. You're going to go to Home Depot, where we have contractors go there, homeowners, and you can even find a husband there. That is a 2-for-1 combo. And with that being said, every event that we are doing across New Jersey right now, guys, has been sold out. It's February. I want to thank the Union County GOP. I want to thank the Middlesex County GOP. I want to thank the Somerset County GOP. I want to thank your chairman, Carlos Santos, and Democrat Governor Murphy. We peacefully are coming for your governorship this November, and we are going to flip it from blue to red. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
All right, everybody, let's give Scott a big round of applause. All right, guys, a couple things real quick.